The cabin of the BaldAir jet was calm and glowing. Soft golden light ran along the ceiling panels, glinting on polished metal trims. Panoramic windows framed the pale blush of dawn outside. Passengers settled into wide leather seats. Crystal glasses caught the light as attendants moved down the aisle. Every one of them wore a sleek navy bodysuit with silver piping. Every one of them had a perfectly smooth, polished scalp that reflected the cabin lights like glass. It was a sight that always drew whispers. Two passengers in row 3 leaned toward each other. "They're all bald," one murmured. "I heard it's company policy," the other replied. "Part of the BaldAir look." The attendants moved with the kind of precision you'd expect from a choreographed performance. One poured champagne, her hand steady. Another offered a steaming towel on a silver tray, bowing her head slightly as the passenger accepted it. Even the way they walked was uniform, smooth, measured steps, shoulders back, gaze steady. The hum of the engines was low and constant. Outside, the light was changing fast, the horizon now lined with gold. One attendant passed a window and caught her own reflection. Her scalp gleamed, the curve of it perfect, every inch polished. She adjusted the position of a wine bottle in her tray, making sure the label faced outward. Near the front of the cabin, a younger attendant glanced toward the galley. A senior crew member gave a small nod, a signal to prepare for landing. The junior attendant's voice was warm and clear over the PA system. "Ladies and gentlemen, we will be landing shortly. Please return your seats to the upright position and fasten your belts." The cabin filled with soft clicks as seat belts locked into place. Attendants moved through the aisle one last time, checking straps, lifting stray bags into overhead compartments, giving polite smiles. Only then did we see the cockpit door open slightly. Inside, Captain Mark Taylor sat at the controls, his focus absolute. "Final approach cleared," the co-pilot confirmed. Mark's voice was calm. "Gear down." The sound of the landing gear lowering resonated faintly through the cabin floor. Outside the windows, the ground drew closer, rooftops, streets, and finally, the clean stretch of runway. The passengers felt the smooth flare as the aircraft touched down, a soft bump, then a gentle roll. Reverse thrust rumbled, slowing them to a perfect glide toward the gate. The junior attendant spoke again. "On behalf of Captain Taylor and all of us at BaldAir, welcome to New Geneva." Only now, as Mark stepped out of the cockpit, did the passengers see him, the captain who had guided them in, tall and composed, his navy uniform pristine. He gave the crew a brief nod before leaving the plane. The attendants kept their smiles in place, their posture perfect, until the very last passenger stepped off. The apartment was quiet, except for the gentle hum of the city outside. Sally sat curled on the sofa, her coppery red curls spilling over her cream sweater as she scrolled half-heartedly through job listings on her tablet. None of them sparked anything inside her. The door opened with a soft click. Mark stepped in. He set down his flight bag and smiled, that warm, familiar smile that made her feel safe. "Morning," he said, leaning down to kiss her forehead. She smiled back, but he caught the hesitation in her eyes. "Still looking?" he asked, nodding toward the tablet. Sally sighed. "Yeah, nothing feels right." Mark sat across from her, leaning forward. "You know," he began, "there's something I've been thinking about, something different." Her brow lifted. "You've seen the BaldAir cruise," he continued. "The best airline in the world. They go everywhere. Tokyo, Rome, Cape Town. Every week a new adventure. You and me, together. His eyes lit with excitement. We could travel the world. Sally gave a small laugh. You think I could be a BaldAir stewardess? I know you could, he said firmly. You've got the presence, the look, and he hesitated, his smile turning playful. I think you'd look incredible in their uniform. She rolled her eyes, but couldn't stop a smile. The thought lodged itself somewhere deep, sparking curiosity and a flicker of nerves. Maybe, she murmured at last, and Mark's smile told her he knew she was already imagining it. The BaldAir headquarters shimmered like something alive, arcs of glass bending skyward, reflecting light in sharp flashes. Sally hesitated at the base of the entrance. Her copper curls slid across her shoulders, comforting and heavy. The revolving doors reflected her back at herself, fractured, uncertain. Mark stood beside her, tall, broad, solid. He rested a steady hand on her back. I'm here, he said simply. The doors sighed open. The lobby stretched wide and silent. The obsidian floor reflected everything above it, attendants gliding past in navy bodysuits, silver piping sharp under the lights. Their scalps were smooth and polished, gleaming like glass. None of them looked uncertain. Sally's curls felt heavier with each passing step. A receptionist approached. Her smile was calm, her polished head catching the glow. Welcome, Sally. Your arrival has been prepared. Before Sally could answer, she was already being led down a glowing corridor. Mark gave her hand a quiet squeeze. At the end of the corridor, a desk waited. A silver folder lay open, a pen resting across the page. These are your commitment forms, the receptionist explained gently. Signing confirms your entry and your readiness for full transformation. Your hair will be removed completely. Sally froze. The words pressed down on her. Mark leaned close, his voice quiet, steady. Sal, it's all right. The pen was cold, heavy in her hand. Her name slid across the page, smooth and final. The folder closed with a soft click. Good, the receptionist said, smiling. It is done. In a preparation chamber, the BaldAir uniform waited. Navy bodysuit, high collar, silver piping bright under the light. The bodysuit clung to her body like a seal, cool and precise. When she stepped out, Mark's eyes softened. His lips curved faintly. You look ready. The receptionist led them onward. At the end of the hall, a single door glowed white, seams spilling light into the corridor. Above it, etched in steel, Transformation Suite. She turned, scalp gleaming, voice calm and certain. Every BaldAir career begins here. Once inside, we will handle everything. Mark's hand settled on Sally's shoulder. I'll be here when you come out. The door hissed open. White light washed over her, turning her curls into a glowing halo. The air was cool, humming faintly, and in the center stood a single reclining chair of polished steel and dark leather. Welcome, Sally. The voice came from two attendants who appeared soundlessly at her sides. You are safe here, one said. We will guide you, said the other. Sally's breath hitched. She glanced once over her shoulder at the sealed door, knowing Mark was beyond it, waiting. The attendants gestured. Please sit. Her legs carried her forward before her mind could argue. The chair embraced her body, cool against the fabric of her bodysuit. Straps slid into place at her wrists and shoulders, not tight, but firm, as if the chair itself understood what was required. Sally's curls spilled forward as one attendant combed gently through them. The sensation was tender, almost soothing. Yet every stroke reminded her that this was the last time her hair would ever be touched this way. Then came the sound. Click. The clippers hummed to life, vibrating softly, a sound both simple and terrifying. Sally's breath caught in her throat. The clippers touched her temple. The vibration ran through her skull, and in an instant, a thick lock of red auburn curls slid away, falling into the basin below. Sally's eyes widened. The weight of it was gone. The clippers moved slowly, deliberately. Strip by strip, her hair surrendered. She wanted to flinch, to reach up, but the attendant's presence was unshakable, their hands guiding, reassuring. The clippers swept across the crown of her head, curls falling forward into her lap before being brushed aside. Sally's scalp tingled as each pass stripped her further, revealing more of the pale skin beneath. Finally, the clippers fell silent. But the attendants weren't finished. One held a gleaming steel razor, its blade impossibly thin, while the other smoothed a warm lather across Sally's exposed scalp. The scent was sharp, clean, futuristic. The razor glided with surgical precision. Each stroke was steady, efficient, and final. Sally could hear the faint rasp as the blade skimmed across her scalp, a sound that grew softer with every pass. The attendant worked methodically, tilting her head this way and that to catch the light, making sure no patch was missed. The cool steel whispered against her scalp, parting stubble from skin with an almost reverent grace. Sally felt every pass, not painful, not harsh, but sharp enough to remind her of the finality. Stroke by stroke, every trace of her former self was erased. When the final pass was made, silence held the space. The chair reclined slightly, releasing her. Sally opened her eyes and caught her reflection in the mirrored wall opposite. The figure staring back looked both alien and inevitable. Her face seemed sharper, her presence stronger, her whole being aligned with the images she had seen in the portraits. For a heartbeat, she trembled. Then Mark stepped into the reflection beside her. His tall frame stood steady, his smooth head catching the same light. Together, they looked like they belonged. The attendants moved aside, and the door at the far end of the suite opened onto a wide hall. Rows of BaldAir staff awaited, their polished heads gleaming under the glow. No one spoke, yet their eyes acknowledged her as one of them. Sally and Mark stepped forward, side by side. Each step echoed, final and sure. By the time they crossed the threshold into the main atrium, the hesitation in Sally's chest had quieted. She walked taller, her hand brushing briefly against Mark's as if to seal the moment.